What is up, everyone? I'm Ryan from Fireside Yankees, and in today's video, we're talking about the Yankees' 3-0 loss to the Washington Nationals in their final game of spring training. Now, of course, none of these games really matter outside of just trying to figure out, the stuff of certain pitchers and, seeing who's hot and who's not, things of that nature. But overall, I'd say, despite the Yankees having a 13-18 spring training, which isn't concerning, the Yankees were a below 500 spring training team last year and they won the division. I'd say there were a lot of really encouraging signs. So before we get into everything with the Yankees today, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you guys know when we post next. We've got you guys with daily podcasts, these post-game recaps, highlights, prospect reports, everything of the sort. We're going to be coming out with some pretty new content this season as well. So we hope you guys will stick around for that. And you guys can follow us on our socials, on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and of course this YouTube page. But without further ado, let's start off with the pitching. Nestor Cortes got the ball today. He threw 4 innings of 1-run ball, 1 walk, 1 home run, no strikeouts. Kind of a weird day for him because he didn't have many whiffs. His velocity was a little down, but all spring it's kind of been right around where you want it to be. So it just seems like it wasn't his best day. He was struggling to get whiffs on the 4-seam fastball. He was really trying to work that 4-seam fastball, which actually was pretty in line in terms of movement, spin rate, and velocity with his season averages. That was his most used pitch. So, I think it was probably a day for him to just try to get more of a feel for his 4-seam fastballs. His secondaries are working well. The slider, the sweeper, and the cutter both had above 30% called strike plus whip percentages. So, those pitches seemed to be working well, but it just seemed that he was trying to get the fastball over and figure it out, and it just wasn't there for him today. But it was a pretty good performance results-wise. It just wasn't the best performance in terms of strikeouts and, limiting hard contact and all of that. Right after him was Alex Mauricio, who tossed a third of an inning. He got 1 out, 2 pitches. He wasn't asked to do too much. Jimmy Cordero came in. He tossed 2/3 of an inning, 1 strikeout, no runs pitched, no hits allowed, no runs allowed. Jimmy Cordero is someone who's impressed all spring. His velocity is extremely impressive. His stuff is nasty. I think he's just a really impressive pitcher, and I'm really excited to see him on the Yankees roster this year because he's really, really good. With that being said, the guy who followed him was Albert Abreu, who had 1 inning pitched, 1 hit allowed, 1 strikeout. He had a pretty poor spring if you look at just ERA, but it really was just 1 bad outing. He's someone that the Yankees are going to, get a good look at this year. He's already on the Major League roster. He's someone that I think still has some upside. Now, his velocity has been down all spring, which is concerning, but perhaps that gets turned around in the regular season when he's amping it up a little bit, but we'll have to wait and see there. After that was Tyler Danish, who had a pretty disastrous spring and had another disastrous outing. He gave up a home run, had a walk, 2 runs allowed, 1/3 of an inning pitched, so his 28.5 ERA definitely isn't what he wanted in spring. Ian Hamilton came in after Tyler Danish, 2/3 of an inning, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, no runs allowed, 12 pitches. He had a excellent spring in terms of results. Now, am I overly impressed by Ian Hamilton? Not necessarily in terms of stuff, but the results are certainly there. The Yankees like their cutters, and I think that could be a reason to roster Ian Hamilton. He's a guy who is going to go out there and suppress BABIP at a decent clip. He has a pretty good slider. His fastball velocity isn't too bad either. Overall, is he a bad pitcher? No. I think I'd rather go with Greg Weissert, but Ian Hamilton, he's someone to look out for this year. Davey Garcia was the last guy to pitch for the Yankees. 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 1 hit, 1 inning pitch, no runs allowed. He finishes his spring with a 1.74 ERA. He got plenty of strikeouts this spring. He just struggled with his command a little bit. I think the stuff is all there for him. He had gross stuff all spring. He had a stuff plus over 110 this spring. His 4-seam fastball is great. The velocity's up across the board. It's getting plenty of life. It's getting plenty of movement. I think it's a really good pitch, and I think that it's something that he's going to continue to, rely upon heavily. He used his fastball a lot this spring, and he only used his fastball today. So, I still think that Davey Garcia has some upside as a reliever potentially down the road. But now let's look at the offensive side of the ball. Now, the Yankees only had 3 hits today, so not really much to talk about. They had 5 walks on top of that, too, so 8 total base runners from, it just wasn't really a great offensive day for the Yankees. Some of the guys who had hits were Andre Chaparro, Anthony Volpe, and Aaron Hicks. You had Rafael Ortega going 0 for 1 with a walk, so at least he got on base in one of his 2 plate appearances. Jose Trevino went 0 for 1 with a walk as well. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa went 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. Josh Johnson 0 for 1 with a walk. So Oswaldo Cabrera as well 0 for 1 with a walk. So, end of the day, not really the best day for the Yankees at the plate, but you finally get some final lines on these guys, and, some important guys to note here. Josh Johnson finishes his spring with a 985 OPS. Now, is spring training stats going to determine, what he is in the regular season? No. But is it encouraging to see good, a good spring training for him? Yes. Aaron Hicks hit 293 with a 798 OPS. He finished his spring with an OBP over 400. So that's really encouraging. Again, same thing as Josh Johnson. Not something you're going to say is going to determine how good you are this year, but definitely encouraging nonetheless. Anthony Volpe finishes his spring with a 309 average, an OPS over 1,000. Just a really impressive showing from this kid. Same thing as Aaron Hicks and Josh Johnson in the sense of it's not going to translate to the regular season seamlessly, but the talent's clearly there. He's very talented. He's got everything going for him. He's the Yankees' future shortstop, and he had some sparkling plays. So overall, just a really impressive performance from Anthony Volpe this spring. He's probably the most impressive player this spring. Andre Chaparral definitely has a case as well with his OPS over 1,000. But when you adjust for the fact that Volpe played excellent defense at shortstop, for the fact that he was playing every day, basically, what he had to fight through to get to the job with trying to get past Oswald Peraza there, I think Anthony Volpe had the most impressive spring training, and quite frankly, and that's on both sides of the ball. And quite frankly, I'm very encouraged by the results there, and I'm really excited to see Anthony Volpe on opening day. But with that being said, that's the Yankees' final spring training game. The next time we do a post-game recap will be Thursday, and it'll be that'll be when the games actually count. I'm really excited to see the Yankees play on Thursday. Yankees versus Giants, 1 o'clock. Garrett Cole on the mound versus Logan Webb. The Yankees have confirmed that Anthony Volpe will be hitting ninth and playing shortstop. DJ LeMahieu will be leading off. We don't know what position he'll be playing. And we know Judge isn't playing left field. He'll probably be playing center field. For the most part, today's lineup was the opening day lineup minus Giancarlo Stanton. So we're going to see, whether it's Cabrera or Hicks in left field. Personally, I'm going Cabrera. He had an excellent spring as well. I don't want to, overlook the fact that he had an OPS north of 1,000 and a 333 average. At the end of the day, man, this is a really impressive team right now in terms of the guys you want to see clicking and the guys you want to see performing, but none of that matters anymore. All those stats get erased. All those stats are wiped. They all count for nothing. None of that goes to your career numbers. None of that goes to your postseason numbers. Now it's all about regular season baseball. The New York Yankees are going to be back on regular season baseball Thursday. I'm really excited. And with that being said, we'll see you guys in the next video. But before we say goodbye, thank you guys so much for your support over spring training. We hope to provide you guys with great regular season content. You guys know you can follow me at Ryan Garcia on Twitter. And a reminder to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you guys think, what you guys are excited for. And if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, make sure you leave a 5-star rating. So thank you again for listening, and we'll see you guys next video. Peace out.